So far, so good. Hasn't gone off yet. But yeah, I'll leave it on a bit longer. Yeah. Another thing too, guys, I've forgotten to mention to you guys an update about my dad, right? Even though we had the nurse come in, I've forgotten to tell you guys this information. My dad is now borderline diabetic. He's going backwards, which means in a way his body is healing itself. It is so weird. They try to explain it, but it confused the heck out of us because, okay, I'm going to try and explain it to you, okay? For quite some time now, my dad's been type 2 diabetic for quite a long time, and he would take insulin twice a day. He would do his blood tests 3 times a day. And now all of a sudden, because the last couple of years he hasn't been eating a lot of food, he's been eating small portions of food, 2 meals a day. Now all of a sudden he's now borderline, and because he doesn't no longer um, acquire the Osmic pen, that bloody thing, they said it's not worth him going on it because he's not eating enough food anyway, and if he was to take it, he won't be eating at all because it suppresses your appetite. So they can't risk him going on it. So they scrapped that idea and thought, no, it's not a good idea. He's borderline diabetic now. So what they've done is they've given him these 2 new medications. They both are good for his heart, which means they help support his heart. His heart muscle, he's got a bit of a weird heart, okay? His heart is sort of the other way around. The main muscle where it's meant to be is on the opposite side. Yeah. And his heart muscle is hard, which means his heart's working too hard to pump the fluid, to help him urinate the fluid out. So he's got slight heart damage. So he's on this special medication that controls his blood sugar, but at the same token is good for his heart. So they're giving him that plus this other medication that is specifically for heart failure. It's to prevent him from having any more further damage than what it already is. So now what he's been required to do is only take 60 units of protophane insulin, right? He's to only take 60 units of it once a day in the morning only. He is to skip the evening dose. But he is to check his blood sugars, still at least 3 times a day. So now what's happened is he's borderline diabetic, and to prevent him getting more hypos, in which he was getting quite a fair bit of hypos before, they put him on that medication specifically to keep him stabilized so that way he doesn't have any more hypos. He's borderline diabetic now. He's probably going to end up losing more weight over time because he's not eating a lot of food. So what's the point of putting him on the Osmic pen? And that's how they see it, the doctors and the experts at the Alfred Hospital. So, yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Now, all of a sudden, he's sort of borderline diabetic now. They don't want to put him on diaformin, okay, because of the side effects for him. It will affect him and it clashes with his other medications. So that's why they can't put him on diaformin, the medication I'm on, because I'm borderline diabetic. I've been borderline diabetic now for over 6 years. And for some weird reason, I can't go over that threshold and become full type 2 diabetic where I'm insulin dependent. So I'm not insulin dependent. My dad's nearly close to not being insulin dependent anymore, which is so good in a way. So hopefully in another couple of years' time, he will never need to take insulin again, which means his body is healing itself. When you look at it from that perspective, spooky. It's spooky. My dad's been taking insulin for so long, being a type 2 diabetic, and now what? All of a sudden he's going backwards? Well, he did pray. Oh, yeah, he prayed to our Heavenly Creator in secret. He prayed, please, heal me, and obviously he's doing it, but in a very bizarre way. Very bizarre way. Like if my dad's, if my dad didn't get the sepsis infection and he didn't go into hospital, he wouldn't have found out that he's borderline diabetic now. You see how God works in mysterious ways? He's like, I'll make sure you get into hospital so you find out what's going on, so you know and you'll find out the answer. That's exactly what it was like. How flippin' spooky is that? When you look at it from that perspective, how weird was that? It was like it was all deliberate. It was like a deliberate action, a deliberate plan that was set ahead of time. How would my dad find that out if he didn't go to hospital? If he didn't get that skin infection that would let him in there? He wouldn't have found out he was borderline diabetic now. Which means all this time he was giving himself too much insulin, and that's the reason why he was getting the hypos. And he didn't realise that for quite a while he's been borderline diabetic. So thank heavens he did get that infection, and he did end up going in. He bit the bullet and went in. He says, when you look at it from that perspective, I know it sounds pretty, scary in a sense, because it's like, oh, fuck, he had sepsis. It's a serious infection. But, we did the right thing. He, called an ambulance. He bit the bullet. In the beginning, when he started to feel that way, he didn't want to go in. I said, Dad, you have to. Let me call an ambulance, because he was refusing me to call. And he's like, okay, do it, because he was getting sick and tired feeling the way he was feeling. So I called. And lucky we did, because we wouldn't, oh, thank God. So now we know the answer. You see what I mean? And our dad knows that he prayed it was about 1.5 to 2 years ago, was when he prayed, like, please God, heal me. I don't want to be, taking insulin anymore. And look what's happening. It's like it's working. It looks like it looks like it's working that way. He only needs to take it once a day now, and eventually he'll end up to never taking it again. And it's good that he's not eating much food and he's eating much smaller portions of food now, I think that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And yeah, it's just like all of a sudden, the last couple of years, all of a sudden he hasn't had the desire to full on eat, and he was trying to figure it out. He goes, Claire, I don't know what's going on with me. I don't have much of an appetite. And he would keep saying it to me, and he got worried, and he spoke to our GP about it, and he's like, oh, it comes with age, maybe it's because you're getting older now, you're finding you don't have much of an appetite. No, I think it's our Heavenly Creator helping him not to eat a lot of food in order to slowly heal him over time. That's what I reckon it is. It's flippin' amazingly weird, though. I wonder what's going to happen in the next couple of years. I wonder if he's... Yeah. That would be amazing. Wouldn't that be good? To finally he gets his wish and he doesn't have to inject himself anymore with insulin. That would be so good. At least it'll be one of his medications off his list, at least. And I think it's a good thing that he's using a lot less insulin now, and his body's trying to, heal itself, because that's what it looks like to me. All thanks to our Heavenly Creator. Obviously, our Heavenly Creator's giving him the instinct, don't eat this, don't eat that, cut down on that. It's weird. If only our Heavenly Creator can get him to stop smoking, that would be a bonus. To give him the urge not to have a cigarette anymore, just miraculously like that, that would be even better, because his health will improve a lot more, even more. And he will get rewarded too by the universe on top of that. That would be, oh, please, Heavenly Creator, please help him to quit smoking. That would be a bonus. Imagine the money we'd save, well, especially him. If I can do it, he can do it. Let me put it to you that way.